The juices. You know what? Woo! Hey, right now. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Mock-ass mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Trick-ass mock.
Acknowledge me. We got it for you, nigga. Fat!
Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
We did it. We're back again on a Saturday. DrHUGEshow. Of course, Dr. Huge, Danny Damage over there. And you never know who will show up on the DrHUGEshow. Could be anybody. And, or nobody. But could be somebody. So hit the like button. Hit the share buttons. Got a whole bunch of notes, all kinds of crazy stuff that's been going on the past week or so. The first thing I can think of, Danny, is my own content that I put on the DrHUGEshow channel. Weird Kid, new video out. Check that out. The last two videos, nobody's seeing them for some reason. Sometimes I put them up, and it gets like a 1,000 views, like instantly. And then sometimes you put them up and it's like under 100. Still, how? These are amazing videos. And it always figures the ones that take me the longest to make and the most quality are always the ones that are least seen. So again, I have to take my nephew's advice and stop trying so hard. Nobody likes the good stuff, the long form, even goof vids like that. Yep. Mick Foley's out here calling Darby Allin a weird kid over and over. Don't you want to see that? Pretty cool. I don't know. Oh, go ahead, Danny.
I was going to say, it's just the shots. Just I've played with them a little bit, and they do seem to be a bit hit and miss. Just if you post something and you've got so many subscribers, or you're throwing everything into the same algorithm, but using tags and stuff, you'd expect them to get some sort of like regular higher rate, but then you do get some that are just like a lot lower, and it's like and it happens very quickly, and it's just what determines it to just get that baseball bat and knocked right up into the sky. But yeah, they are a bit funny like that.
And this one, these weren't even shorts. These are 3-4 minute videos. Some of them. Quality goofing is what I'm saying. That's why everybody, you got to go watch those videos and you got to hit the like buttons, apparently. Because if you don't, then nobody sees your stuff. Yes, Gunther. That's what Cody Rhodes calls him. Right? Where's Cody Rhodes? He's got videos. He's my top seller here. This Cody Rhodes, every time he cuts a promo, I'm like, easy 1K views. And that's not even in shorts form. I'm going to drop some little gems on all these fools out here that think they can do what Dr. Huge does and whatever. And I've been testing these YouTube waters lately. What you got to do, CWC was completely correct. This Clearwater Chad, he came on one Halloween last year, and he said, you got to break down and do the shorts. Just do a bunch of shorts. And I went, all right. And then I tried it. It was not working all that great, but you got to keep plugging away. The key is you want to do like one. Well, first of all, I'm giving away all the secrets because I hate how people keep these secrets and then you'll see like all the. Anyway, I'm not getting into it. Here's the secret. You go 1-2 videos a day if you got all this content, right? You got to build up on all the shorts content first. Then you have to put it out in such a way where it matches up with the best times, right? And also, what's the big one? I had a big one for you. For all you people out here that are trying to get the numbers and be seen with the algorithms. What the fuck's the last? I'm so stupid, Danny. Maybe you shouldn't take my advice. How about that? We're trying over here, but there's a way of doing it and finagling it in a way. And the top channels, I'm not going that far. I'm not buying views and, doing all this stuff to, comment on my own videos 1,000 times a day or whatever and bought my stuff. I ain't about that. But to try to do it, you got to just be consistent with it and never run out of stuff, the stuff, whatever the stuff is.
Yeah, I don't think it hurts to like just mix it up and do the shorts and the longer form stuff. Those One Piece live action ones, shorts I put out, I pretty much just cut all of, well, maybe like 90% of 4 videos, which are like 20 minutes long on YouTube. So you can watch them in the 20-minute format if that's what you prefer, or you can just watch a playlist of all the little chopped up ones. But yeah, I'm not exclusive. Well, I haven't exclusively made anything like that. But if that's what you want to do and just stick to shorts, then go for it. But I don't think there's any harm in sort of like just offering both, really.
Yep, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just doing everything and hoping it works out. And so far it is. We're over 500 subscribers. Now we need the watch time, which means I have to do more streaming, to just get the live viewers that are sitting here hanging with us and to become like a bar that's open a few dozen times a week if I can muster up the strength. So I'm telling you, sometimes after these shows, I feel like I ran a marathon. Kind of stupid. Anyway, we got wrestling news to talk about. We got the roast. We kind of talked about that Kevin Hart roast a little bit last week. And, you know what? all that stupid stuff. That Aiden Ross kid you never heard of, he had a whole event. I don't think we were able to watch these clips, but let me bring it up right now. So Aiden Ross, the kids love him, right? He's rich, no talent. They love that. And he put on like an MMA, celebrity MMA.
Right.
D-list celebrities like Ray J. Maybe you've heard of Ray J, kids. He had a reality show in the early 2000s where he was dating broads with tattoos on their faces way before it was cool. The first lady I seen with a tattoo on her face was on Ray J's dating show. Shout out to you. He was a one-hit wonder as well. Brandy's brother. Remember Brandy? She ran over somebody.
Yeah.
Hold on. Screen share. There we go. Now we're cooking. Oh, whoa. Look at us, everybody. We're on the interwebs. This is the Dr. Huge Show page. I still have my likes here. So, by the way, X took away your likes on your mobile apps. At least they did with mine. So there's no more like thing. And that's how I used to bookmark for the shows.
Yeah, I see.
Like stuff. You know, all this racist stuff and everything. I'd like it, right? And so it'd be in a list. So this is basically X's way, Twitter's way of trying to get Dr. Huge to pay for Twitter again. They're like, oh, you don't care about our live streaming? And I'm like, not really. It's not like it was with Periscope where you had a conveyor belt of viewers that would be like, oh, he's pretty good or he's the shits, and they'd leave. There's nobody coming. X is like, as far as the live thing goes, not for me. It doesn't work. So I'm like, well, I don't really need to be verified anymore, like it says. And it always reminds me, you're not verified. You know, shit. And then they take away the likes because I can't bookmark without being verified. And their pitch to me every day now when I come on here is like, don't you want to be a reply guy? Come on, don't you want to, you got to go and reply to everybody else and get to pay for it. So I get to be almost like an advertisement and a product for Twitter, and I get to pay for it simultaneously. And you know, that's how I feel about this. Do you think that's correct?
Yeah, if that's how you feel, I understand that. So they've taken the likes just off the mobile app, the
For
smartphone
me.
app.
Maybe not for some others, but they definitely did for me.
But if you just use desktop like you're doing now, everything's the same for you.
Yep.
Well,
for now,
on a non-checkmark account.
That's right. I got so much weird stuff to talk about. Don't worry, we'll have the wrestling stuff. Let's start with this. What in the world? I've seen this week. A bunch of videos like this. What's this part?
Oh no, that's... I think he was sat on his lap.
I could do that. He's got the things on the forearms.
Oh no, weird.
Is this what you're talking about, Danny? Yeet. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're thinking right now? Stop it.
Yeah.
I know that's what you're thinking. Yeet.
Yeah.
You're thinking about yeeting, aren't you?
Yeah, there's too much touching there. It's just, no.
But it seems easy, right? Like, I could be a professional at this in like a matter of minutes.
Yeah. There is some method to what he's doing. I think there's some rhythm to it and that, and I'm sure it does sort of like feel a bit relaxing. But yeah, not for me.
We should try that live if you ever make it to the US, because I'm never going to Europe. Not in this day and age. Maybe 20, 30 years ago, I might have thought about it. But if you ever come over here, I'll give you some of that action. I don't know this part. All right, that I can do. Slapping away on his head for the audio listeners. Now he's on the spine, praying on the spine and the neck. Now he's slapping away on the head again. Oh, he pulled out a fucking headband, Rambo style. And now he's got it tied around the guy's head. and he's yanking on it. Oh, is it ear massage? That makes sense. And they're good. $5,000, sir. Yep. Look, Jay Leto. Look, Kevin Samuels. Where is the well, I think we're getting close. There he goes with the kick again. Here we go. This is the stuff I'm looking for. And again, YouTube TOS. I don't like any of these words that these people use. I would never, ever use these words. I'm going to
naughty words.
Yeah, preemptive.
Naughty words.
Johnny, good question. Yo, Johnny, how are you going to wear the mouthpiece tomorrow for the fight when you got Drake's dick all the way down your throat, bitch?
I can see you outside. We can step outside right after. I'll beat the fuck out of you.
This is Aiden Ross's event that I was talking about before we started watching the Indian head slapping deal. But Johnny Manziel, I know many people and all the fans of the Dr. Huge show over in Great Britain are like, who the fuck is Johnny Football, right? He was a first round pick for the Browns. Came out of college. I knew he was going to be a bust and all this stuff because he was already rich. His family is like oil tycoons or some shit. So he already was rich, and he was a party kid as well. So he didn't do anything for the team. He was just partying all the time, barely making it to his job. So now he's fighting MMA, and he, with all his party bros and things. Then you got this guy next to him. Oh my God, what's his name? I know exactly who this is too. He's a basketball player, ex-basketball player. Another very high pick. He might have been the first pick too. Just didn't have a great career because I think he's like a little mentally ill. But he's older now. He's cleaned it up, supposedly, whatever. And now he's going to fight MMA in this as well against another NBA player. Ray J's there, as I spoke about earlier, trying to let you know who all the players are. Now, they're all yelling at this guy out in the crowd who I've never seen before. He's another, to me, Chud the Builder, kick streamer that, like Raja Jackson and these people that are out here looking for clout, and the way that they try to do, it's just growing, Danny. There's more of these people coming because they're out here disrespecting everybody, even if you think they're douchebags, which I think most of these guys are kind of douchey, but I'm not going to their press conferences and trying to press them for clout and clicks and all this stuff. So I'll let this roll a little more. And I don't condone the words, any words.
For sure. Come on.
I'll join too, you fat fucking little faggot with your
All right, we don't condone that word.
fucking little chicken ass fucking
You're such
faggot
a
ass
bitch.
Fuck.
Hey, that's a bad word.
Who told you about that fucking
Hold on.
sweater, fucking punk ass?
Don't use that word. That's the F word. I got a lot of gay friends.
Hold on.
I got
Yo,
a lot
Johnny,
of gay
man.
friends.
Fuck you.
Yo, Johnny, I got a serious question.
Don't matter. I'm bipolar, but
Johnny.
don't say shit. You're a fucking, I don't even know. Nobody knows who you are. People know him. People know
I'll
him.
beat you.
That is true. No, I don't know. I have never seen that guy before in the crowd. And this has to be a setup, because who's allowing somebody out in the press to talk to people like this unless it's all to promote, which I'm helping doing, by the way, and I understand that. But this is what I do here. I goof on stuff. And wrestling ain't where it's at these days. They have a fucking belt here. They're doing physical activities. It's in my realm. So, but I don't go about it like this. Like, that's hack. Anybody can do what this guy's doing, which is rage baiting in public.
Yeah.
A fucking ass, nigga. Right now, I'll slap the shit out of you, nigga.
Checkered ass fucking shirt out of here, you little fucking.
I'll slap the fucking daylights out of you.
And what's funny is Ray J's talking the most. That's who you're hearing off mic, off cam anyway. And he's the one that got knocked out this week. Pretty bad. Ended up in the hospital. They'd taken hospital pictures. It's pretty funny, though. I will give him this. It is entertaining, so.
Nigga, you polka dot wearing ass bitch.
Fucking pussy.
You a pussy ass nigga. You polka dot wearing ass hoe.
Johnny,
Don't
Johnny, I got a
those
quick
words.
question. Like,
Hey,
dead
he
ass,
can throw good as hell.
I'm being so dead ass, Johnny.
You little polka dot bitch. Fuck
we
you,
got-
nigga.
hey,
We'll fuck you up, nigga.
No,
You
you
little
won't.
bitch.
No,
Don't
you
ever
won't.
talk to Johnny Manziel
Hold
like
on.
that. I'll slap the daylights out of you.
Fuck over here. What do you do? Come on. Let's go.
aim
Hey,
is
do
amazing.
something. Let's go.
You throw just as good as Johnny.
Do something right now.
You throw just as good as Johnny. You got the same accuracy as Johnny. You got the same accuracy as Johnny.
See, and the kids love they pop when they got you, right? When you go and you really want to do something to them, it's just like amazing shit for the kids. They're like this. Because it's like two different worlds, right? Our generation comes from you get punched in the face for saying a lot of things.
Yeah.
This one, it's like, why are you getting mad? Why are you mad? Because I, threatened your family and and called you the worst things you can think of. Why are you so mad? It's freedom of speech, bro. It's like they think they're gaming the system, and it's like not to like real fucking people. Like real men don't like act like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you can, like we said with the guy the other week, you can say what you want, and because over here we've got like a fucking proper threat to our bloody freedom of speech. So if it's just words, you can say what you want, but some people won't like that, and it may turn to this. So, and this guy's obviously just pushing. I don't know if he's been like told by someone like involved to just like, we'll let you in. Just go and just start winding him up and just saying some daft shit to him, and just let's see how much we can sort of like milk it.
Definitely feels like that. They're clearly not in on it, and a lot of the people sitting down, like, think that's Wee Man or somebody. That's a dwarfy type person who got no neck over here, and I think they understand the goofiness of it. But the guy in the Eagles shirt, just like Philly sports pride, when he comes in here, he's not playing around about anything really. If you're an Eagles fan, watch out for those Eagles fans, Danny. Again, if you're ever in the U.S. and somebody's like, I like the Philadelphia Eagles, just walk away slowly. Like you're dealing with a bear. Maybe even play dead.
Security.
You throw just as good as Johnny.
Hey,
man.
nobody fucks with the man I'm about to kill.
Hey,
Nobody
Johnny.
fucks with him. That's
Yo,
my
Johnny,
kill.
Good question. Yo, Johnny,
Don't
how are you
condone
gonna
this YouTube TOS. That is not. He's not going to do any of that.
No. They're just playing. They're pretending.
the mouthpiece tomorrow for the fight when you got Drake's dick all the way down your throat,
Well,
bitch?
you gonna have my dick down your mouth right now, nigga, after I
That's
shoot
not
my
true.
cum in your throat, bitch.
That's not.
I don't condone shooting of anybody's loads in anybody's throats or any of that either. And I find that highly suspect that Diddy Party Ray J would say something like this in public. I think the cat's out the fucking bag with Ray J, I guess, right? So
He maybe goes to that. He maybe goes to that every time. Just we think that's like a weird sort of like one-off thing to say, but everyone that hangs around with him just like that's his response to a lot of things. It's like, whoa, she just told you there was no large burgers left. You just got to settle for medium. I'm sorry, but
whoa. So enough of that, Ray J. Please don't say that again.
Not true.
Hey, y'all right, man? Fuck him. I'ma shoot my cum down your throat right now.
He
You
said
know.
it again. He said it immediately, twice now. So he means it. And now we're getting to see the whole panel here. So that's Aiden Ross in front of the belt. In front of the Aiden Ross belt. And I'm looking for my cut for saying your name so much because nobody knows who the fuck you are over like 30 years old. Except for these guys. And Neon, remember I talked to you about Neon? He's the little guy to his left. His left. I have no idea who Green Jersey is, even though there's a name there, but I can't read it. I'm blind. I know Manziel, of course. On the other side, I'm going down. I can't see that one either. The basketball player, and then Ray J. And then all these guys in the front.
Michael Beasley?
Michael Beasley, yes. Yep, that's him. Fact, Jack. He's got a belt in front of him, too, so I don't know if that's make-believe or what. Let's finish this clip, and then we got the fallout from this, from the guy in the crowd, because I think he tries to come to the actual event the next day or later on that night.
Fuck you, you little bitch ass nigga.
That's not true.
I'll beat your fucking ass right now, you little bitch. Fuck you, nigga. Don't ever talk about Johnny Manziel like that, nigga. What the fuck is going on? I'll fucking put my dick down your fucking throat right now, nigga. You'll be drinking my cum.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Ray J. All right, let's find the other video. Get liking and subscribing. I'm doing this for all of us. I'm gonna lose my channel because of Ray J. Okay, so here's Michael Beasley. Now that Danny could read and I couldn't, and he's gonna talk to whoever this guy is, Finesse. He's gonna talk to Finesse, the guy that was screaming in the crowd at everybody back stage somewhere outside the venue.
Yeah, what's up, Mike? No, I'm just. Yeah.
You know what I'm about getting your. So we do. We all get that it's an act. It's just such a weak act, Danny. I can't stand this. So do I have to do this now, right? If I want to be recognized for anything, I have to go out there and scream N-words and tell people I'm going to shoot loads and ropes into their throats. Like, really? That's what I have to do with this? And too old for that. The game has passed me by as far as that. Maybe back in the day, I'd do it every single day and night, but not anymore. I'll leave it to these guys with some hair, right? I don't even know if these people, they act like they got hair, but then they don't. And then like Jess will come in here and cover for him, like with Jacob Fatu, and be like, well, it's because it's so tightly knotted, his dreadlocks. And it's like, yeah, all right. He's got like 4 dreadlocks. Okay. Anyway.
Flipped the wrong way.
Why you say that?
That shit is not classic.
You think so?
You gonna get niggas not like you, you'll keep getting kicked out.
It's entertainment at the end of the day. That's all entertainment.
That's not entertainment. That's
it's not.
Disrespect.
You think so?
It's a difference between disrespectful and being classic.
He says, well, he's having a conversation while he's got his hand in, like, I don't know if it's chips or candy or what. He's talking about disrespect, where he's just like using a fucking sweetie wrapper as a glove.
It's shit talk.
I get his point.
See, I can get every clip I want because I don't gotta be right.
Yeah.
When what you doing, you being somebody that's not you. Because if that was really
that's
you,
always me.
Listen.
Yeah. I'm always
talking with his mouth full as well. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, what Michael Beasley doesn't understand is you're being clipped now. Like, this is the clip. Like, you're walking up to you're going to kick game to him or let him know how things are working and how to be a real man and adult. I bitch about it with you and the sleaze and stuff, right? I'm not going to go walk to tell these kids. They get it. That's why they're doing it, right? Like, that's what it doesn't matter. They're going to make a clip out of you doing that now. Like, trying to be like, hey, well, you shouldn't be doing that and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the clip now, dummy.
me, big bro.
If that was really you wouldn't have dapped me up. If you really had the energy.
No, that's respect. That's why I dap you up. I respect you, bro. Yeah.
If you had the energy you had behind because we wanted to fight you behind that, right? And I still want it with you because you last man. I'm gonna get it with you later. You gonna show me the tough shit.
All right, for sure.
But if you had the energy, it'd be here.
Yeah.
And just know this clip ain't because of you. It's me.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So he does know it's a clip. At least he's aware of his surroundings. But yeah, and of course he's gonna fuck with him because he's got followers. Dr. Huge wants followers, but I'm not out here disrespecting everybody and threatening my own life and putting it on the line for everybody by trying to mix it up with people out in public, tickle their ears and hardware stores and shit.
Yeah, because you're only going to have to start. Escalation's going to occur sooner rather than later because so many people will do this and it'll just become so like just normal. So it's like, oh, right, we've got to go up and start like, not just tickling their ears, but like poking people in the eyes and worse. And yeah, it's a silly idea.
No, it's just not a good look. And really, how long can you have a career based on that? And I guess that they're thinking that's their opening, right? What is this? TMZ. Oh, yeah. I don't even know who this is, right? Sophie Rain. She looks like a little kid I think I've seen on the internet a long time ago and was famous for something. I have no clue. Let's look at the chat for a minute. What's up, Big Dub? Big Dub in the building? Hey, Big Dub, are you chilling? You want to come on for a little bit? I'm looking to send links around today. So, Big Dub in the house. Perfect Storm in the building. Is it true Ava's your twin sister? Rib Shot in the building. What is happening here? Who's Polka Dot Bitch? Who's everyone else? Is that Ray J? I don't know. I think I explained. I think I explained it as well as I could. And he got knocked out. He did. He got punched. Who gets knocked out by getting punched in like the forehead, right? It's kind of a weird way of getting knocked out. And that clip was crazy. And I don't know, maybe we need more of that finesse guy and all these people. But it's just wild to me that I see it coming. This is the new age of entertainment. This is your long-form entertainment now, Danny. Yep. Philly Sports Pride in the building as well. Everybody hit the smash the like button and the retweets and all, whatever the buttons are, because they definitely don't help us over here at the Dr. Huge Show. Censored on TikTok, censored on X, censored in life. Thank you. And cool. Let me do it now before I forget. Danny, you don't know who this chick is, right?
No idea.
So let's play the clip. Hold on, I'm going to send this link. And I'm going to do multitask right now, like a genius.
Ask you, I know you recently posted that someone offered you $15 million, to take your virginity.
Yes.
Am I able to ask you, who was that athlete?
So she's offering something for virginity. This was a gimmick back in the Stern days. I remember a young girl going on there, like auctioning off herself or whatever. And it's just, it's pretty wild shit. You know what I'm saying? No matter what day and age it is. Let me copy this. Then I can get out of here. And then I can go over here. And I can start running towards Clown Town. Where'd you guys go? Hold on. We're producing right now, Danny. We're killing it. I'll let this play.
I can't say.
You can't tell us anything. Can you give us a hint?
I can say that he is on a basketball team.
Basketball team? Yes. But you can't tell us what team?
No, I don't want to ruin anyone's career.
Okay. Can I ask, what was your exact response?
Not yet, anyway.
Did you respond to it?
I just said no.
No,
that was it. Definitely.
Did he push after that, or
am I showing my stuff?
I think I got ghosted after that.
Can't show my stuff.
A lot of people were, kind of putting in.
Could you hear me?
Sorry, no, that was loud. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
I wasn't showing my stuff, was I? Am I showing stuff? Let's see.
No, it's just you can see the clip still.
Okay, good.
You just couldn't hear what you were saying because the clip was a lot louder.
Got it. I'll turn it down a little bit.
The response is, the little cap emoji. They were saying that you were capping.
No.
Were you capping? This 100% happened.
This 100% happened. I don't lie about anything. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I don't believe it happened, so it is kind of crazy, but it's real.
Do you get offers like this often? Was this the first time? Was it kind of shocking to you?
It's happened before.
Okay, so this wasn't shocking to you?
No, not at all.
Okay. So you said no, and that was that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I know we interviewed.
All right, end of story. But I think you get the gist of it.
Yeah. So is she known? I'm trying to figure this out because what she's saying here, she does actually seem to be legitimately honest about what she's saying. But it's strange that multiple people have requested her virginity for a price, and she's not going around offering it. So maybe the first time someone offered was a lie, and then someone's given her a legitimate offer this time to be like, oh, is that on the market? I'm interested in that as an offer. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It seems strange that multiple people are just, because there's loads of lasses. If one says no, then that's fine. There's plenty more fish in the sea, and that old chestnut, it's just start fucking just bidding for people's virginity. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's very odd, and it's also, again, like you said, why would you to spend all that money? I'm just guessing it would be a lot. An NBA player just making millions of dollars a year for like sitting on a bench in some cases.
15 million, she said.
15.
That's I'm sure that's what they said. 15 million.
I don't know. Again, I'm not a big fan of this world, Danny. What does Rib Shot have to say? What are you saying about all this? Well, let Make that bigger so I can see. I was watching IYH yesterday, and Nasty Meal was talking about Stuttering John in the Dabbleverse. I said there's a guy that talks about that stuff called Dr. HUGENSTEIN. Exactly. Nasty Neil. Oh, Nasty Neil, he unfollowed me because, he thinks I hate him, but I don't. I was goofing around how he was acting like he would come on my show, but he wouldn't. But then he would do every potato and vegetables show out here in the world. But he could never make time for me, but you could catch him at 3 a.m. on some show, right? But so I was just goofing around with John about that because I know John hates him too. What am I supposed to go on there and go, I hate Shuli's guts and all this stuff too, which I didn't say I hated him. He gives you these, do you think somebody's funny or not? And then if you say the wrong thing, this happens. Like Danny would just say, oh, no, I think Shuli's funny. And I would just take him off like that. And I wasn't there to be taken off. I made time to go on this stupid show. So I wanted to be on it. So I said, sure. Shuli's the most unfunny person ever or whatever. I don't remember. And then Ribshot says, he says he knows you. And he was meant to go on your show, but couldn't make it. Then you went on Stuttering John's show and said, Neil big timed you. He said that was not the case. Not really. It was, he really didn't big time me. He just kept going, I can't this week. I can't this week. I can't this week. And I would have to be the one to initiate, right, if I wanted Nasty Neil on the show. But then Nasty Neil lost all his heat and he went on everybody else's show. So what else is there to talk about? You could see Nasty Neil anywhere because he literally took everybody's link but mine. You see? And that's my only thing with it. It's not that big of a deal, but it's fact check. Mm-hmm. To work for TMZ, you have to be an unlikable creep. It's also fact check. And yep, Big W, how dare he, right? But you understand, I don't go on people's shows. I don't do my show to be as boring as possible, like Nasty Neil does. Nasty Neil will do a show, and he doesn't, or go on somebody's show, and he'll be boring. And that's when I'm not trying to do that, even though sometimes it may come out like that because, fucking Jordan misses shots and stuff, right? Anyway. Nasty Neil, follow me back so I can send you a link, and you're welcome on anytime. We'll hash it out Dabbleverse style. I can't stand you, right? I understand how the works and stuff go. I'm just not very good. I'm good at it, Danny, if I wanted to be good at it. But, I don't shit on people just for the sake of it. Look at this NBA game. This is a real thing. He bought her tickets to an NBA game and desperately trying to get players to notice her. But this could be a skit. You never know these days. Mm-hmm. But then again, would you be surprised?
No.
So imagine the disrespect that you pay thousands of dollars for playoff tickets or whatever, and you bring this chick there. You think you're gonna, and she's like, "Get off me! I'm here for Kobe." It's like, wow. And look at that. Tom Cruise predicted it. We've talked about it before, Danny. The collider here.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Cruise, he already figured it out. So in some movie, the entity is actually CERN. Mm-hmm. There's Paladin's tweets from his OnlyFans account.
Huh.
What is this? Why did I retweet or like this? There's people beating each other up. I mean, this is AEW. I better not show that too long. They'll come for me. AEW, it's really hard to do stuff with, their clips.
Yeah, the
Jim
proper ball aches about that.
What's that?
The proper ball aches about using their clips. They just, unless you going, AEW is the best thing ever, they're happy with you. But as soon as you start making little jokes, that's it. They just get copyright strikes galore.
That's true. And Jim and Luke, shout out to them. I think I sent a link to Jim today. He had a great clip this week. They've been doing some AI stuff that I approve of. I know there are a lot of AI haters out here, and I'm with you as far as like crazy stuff. But if you want to make like puppet videos of Anthony Cumia making out with trans puppets, I'm all for that. I was dying laughing at like 6 a.m. when I'm watching this, and I'm like, how could this be? Me laugh in the morning? Remember those, Danny? Centurions? Did you have those?
The name's familiar, but I wasn't into that.
I had the water one, the blue one. I still do somewhere. He's around here, so I'm probably in the attic. What else we got?
Oh, fucking Russell Crowe episode of South Park, I think is possibly my favorite one.
It's a pretty good one.
Ever. And it's it's not like an important one because it's not like some like big political or like philosophical sort of like episode. It's just because it's fucking stupid. It's just, it always tickles me.
Russell Crowe had his day this week. He was trending online for putting all the paparazzi in their place. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. I liked that, actually. It's like, right, you will get the attention you want, but you're going to have to behave. And I want you to all stand in a nice line, and if any of you misbehave, I'm fucking off. So, right, let's get this out of the way.
It's pathetic how people act.
Yeah. I liked it. I thought that was good. Good on him.
Oh, my God. How about this story? So a scrap WWE pitch would have seen a new version of the NWO be formed of Lars Sullivan, Sheamus, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura. And it sounds legit because it come from a writer or ex-writer or whatever in WWE. And they said it went all the way, and it probably says it in there, but it just went to, it was in the Thunderdome era. And they said one of them had like COVID or something. And then it blew the thing up when they were actually going to debut it one night. That would have been fucking awful, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's the shits.
Just, if they actually used the NWO like name and branding and everything like they did with the Latino version, it's just, yeah, that would have been shit. Because who's meant to be the vet? Because that was the thing with the NWO. It had Hogan, who was like the veteran that had like turned heel after however many years of been like the babyface. So it's sort of like that made sense that they were the New World Order because they had flipped the wrestling world on its head in a way. Whereas just Sheamus, Cesaro, they were already a team at that time, I believe. They were still the Bar. And Nakamura and Lars Sullivan, it's just like, that's not flipping the world on its head. It's a cool little faction maybe, but it's not like the NWO.
And they were supposed to be like put over with like Scott Hall or Nash or whatever. Like it was planned that they basically give him the blessing, like, you are the next NWO. It's like, wow, that's crazy. But you know what? That lines up with how Vince used to go.
Yeah.
That has Vince all over it because I don't see... Lars Sullivan is the only guy, maybe Shinsuke Nakamura, that I could see in an NWO. And Shinsuke would have to be like a good guy that turns bad, you know?
Yeah.
But wild stories everywhere. What do we got? What else we got? Dominic Mysterio, another cultaholic. Justin used to come on my show, used to always talk about them, and I'd always yell at him for bringing him up. Like, how dare you? But Dominic Mysterio feels that WWE has no idea what to do with him. I think this is all a work as well. I'm not even going to read the quote. It's I don't think he gives a shit either way because he ain't going anywhere. He's got the name. He's pretty over with the fans and stuff. So,
is he injured at the minute? Or
probably. He seems to be injured every other month.
Well, he's just keeping busy and keeping relevant while he's off the shows. So, fair play to him.
There's Ray J after his fight. He was the one threatening everybody the most at the press conference from the stage. Unbelievable. He had like the little cartoon welt on the forehead. Breaking news. That's conspiracy show with no name stuff. I mean, we could get into. That's even more of it. Holy mackerel. Oh, that's go watch my videos. Got a ton of those in the video section of the Dr. Huge Show channel. You like this fit, Danny? Would you wear that?
What is that? What is that?
You know who this is, right?
No, I don't have. What am I looking at?
Speedball Mike Bailey. Come on, bro. You don't know Speedball? AEW's own?
Nope.
He was in TNA before, or Impact, as they called it before they changed it back again. And he never has shoes on because when he wrestles, he's a karate guy that goes shoeless. So barefoot in the ring, which I've always hated. Unless you're Samoan, nobody should be barefoot in pro wrestling.
Or Japanese, like Japanese for Yokozuna, because I'm Samoan, but for kayfabe. So I don't know what this is, what he's wearing. It looks like Star Trek uniform has been sprayed one color, but also turned into a dressing gown version of it.
You know who he kind of reminds me of is, like his dad could be, remember Karate Kid 3?
Right.
The bad guy in that one with the ponytail? That's his dad.
Yeah.
You know, and they both do karate, shoeless. So, yeah, that was something. And then he cut a promo backstage either before or after this. And, whew, Danny, I'm not trying to come down on these young pro wrestlers that are trying to get over and whatever. But, oh, my God. It is hard. AEW, in my opinion, is pretty good as far as the wrestling goes. And I saw the highlights of Double or Something last weekend. And I liked it. It looked way more interesting than the Saturday Night Main Event or this Clash in Italy that we're supposed to be having. But then you get amped up and go, all right, I'm going to give this AEW a chance again on Wednesday night. Because you hear all these good things and you see the highlights. And then you go on there and you get this. And you get the shits promos.
It's the shits.
And you get the shits matches, you know, like fucking Orange Cassidy will come out every time that I go, oh yeah, that's right, Orange Cassidy's there, and they like make a big deal out of him, or it's just not very lackluster. Then you got Bubba Ray Dudley, who is kind of a supporter of theirs, I guess. He's even shitting on him this week. He's like, you guys have bangers for PLEs, and then you follow it up with this garbage on TV, which you lose everybody all over again. So. That's my take on AEW. I think they got it together as far as the pay-per-views and PLEs and stuff, but the regular shows are still very weird and wonky.
Yeah, the PLEs could be cut down a little bit, I think. They don't have to be like 6 or 7 hours long.
Mm-hmm. And Big Dub says he got Sunflower Dragon now, man. Are you talking about Nasty Neil again? Okay. You can have her, you know. She's just another one of Stuttering John's trolls, really, right? So I mean, she must be super hot, right? If she got a guy like Nasty Neil, Big Dub, you understand what I'm saying? Rib shot. To be a part of the Dabbleverse, you apparently have to have the credentials of a TMZ reporter. I'm not a part of the Dabbleverse, by the way. That's not me. I'm not in the Dabbleverse. They don't even want me in it. How about that? Just Nasty Neil. Or Meal at times. Not Neil. Meal. Nasty Meal is my connection to the Dabbleverse. And he's probably upset with me because I turned down so many links. I'm the opposite of Nasty Neil. And did I see Ric Flair threaten to sue his son? Did you see that, Danny?
No.
He did. Earlier today, I saw Ric Flair went at... get off my screen. Get this guy off my screen, please. He looks funny. Go back to Star Trek. Danny said, yep. Ric Flair, he doesn't want his recycling company, his son's recycling company, using the Flair name. How dare you making money off of Rick? Mm-hmm.
So it's just fucking nuts. It's stupid. Sorry. It's not much of a response. It's just fucking daft.
And then he also said, and also stop using or selling my robes. Those were my robes. stand on your own or something. He's like, you're like 1,000,000 years old. Stand on your own. Stop selling my robes. Stop you, or I'm gonna, press charges in the name of the law. So
if he can't use the work name where it's FLAIR, the name is Flair anyway, but spelled differently, isn't it? So surely he could just use his own real legitimate name and be like, "Fuck you, Dad."
That's what Rick wants him to do.
Right. Well,
is use that other name that isn't worth a shit. That's kind of what he said. So it's like, wow, you're even dogging your own lineage here, even though you're adopted, I guess, right? I'm right about that. Well, he was adopted, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. But that Flair name, he's serious. He's a serious businessman, this Ric Flair these days. And he's also seriously damaged in the brain or something at this point, because these stories that pop up, he goes after the man Becky Lynch because she's using the man. Like, that's a tough one to sell right there. You know how many the mans there are? And then this with his son and the Ludwig Kaiser thing. That was the last story we had about Flair. He's keeping himself in the news. Maybe this is all just made to because he always goes after somebody and he walks it back.
Yeah, he's making. Yeah, it's like he's in a care home and he's like rattling on the radiator with his fucking spoon or something and making a noise, and someone comes in. It's like, behave, and he's like, all right.
Yeah. Oh,
I just wanted someone to come in and check on me.
Yep, because people, of course, they're all in the comments like, "What the hell, man? Like, you're going after your son now, even threatening legal stuff over things like this. You couldn't just let this one go." Or maybe he went to him and was like, "I need a cut." He just always seems to need money, which is scary to me, Like, he was fucking Ric Flair, and he's doing commercials, and he's doing this and doing that. But then he also has a bunch of kids, a bunch of ex-wives. And even that last one, it was like she was almost like paid to be a stay-at-home nurse or something for him instead of anything else. That's what it felt like to me the whole time. And then as soon as like he was feeling better, it's like, all right, thank you. I'll take my payday. I'm out of here. So get well, Ric Flair. And speaking of another Flair, Charlotte Flair had another malfunction last week. I don't know if it was Saturday Night Main Event or one of these shows. And tits came out.
Oh, a wardrobe malfunction.
That's right.
I thought you meant that moonsault of hers killed somebody.
Oh, never. No, she's a pro with the wrestling stuff, but not a pro at keeping those big fucking tits in. So that's your Flair news of the day, folks. Breaking news.
This is breaking news.
Charlotte Flair's tits came out again.
3 children injured.
More on this later. I'm sure it will happen again. Mm-hmm.
We have therapists at the ready for any children that happen to see it.
And they're actually smaller than they used to be. She went. I think this is how it went. She had the probably some fried eggs. I'm not sure about this, but probably at the beginning. Then it went to big. Then it went monster big. I think the second one was like, that's when they were like just basketballs on her chest.
Then she burst one of them, didn't she?
They burst one of them. And she went medium, or like low to medium titties. And then I think she got them changed again. I could be wrong, but they're, I would call them mids as far as the BFTs go. And they're still coming out. You gotta strap those things in, like maybe use some, big chains that you use on like a boat. Wrap one on the top and the one on the bottom, and just strap a piece of cloth over it, or some adamantium maybe, if you're a comic book fan, or vibranium, so they definitely don't come out. Think about it. Tits.
Oh, just take them out. Just take the implants out and just be content with yourself and your decision to put your career before having a family, I suppose, and just keep taking bumps for as long as you can now.
What? The one that shouldn't have done it is her best friend, one of my favorites, Kiana James. She looked just fine without the big stupid tits. But she's like, oh, I'm on the main roster now. Here comes the balls on my chest that look unnatural. All right.
And feel unnatural. And yeah, no. I'd rather have a smaller handful that feels better than basketballs.
The big silicone balls.
Yeah.
Saul Ruka has been botching a lot lately. Ever since she moved up, another botch. My problem with her is she just wears too many clothes. You're not Jeff Hardy, Saul Ruka. All right, stop coming out here with tights and then pants and then bigger pants over it, and then you got it's too much. You're just showing your abs. Is this our WWE now? What happened? We got Ric Flair with his tits out, I almost said. But probably you can see that at a bar somewhere later on tonight. 3 binges after his morning of tweets. Globes on the chest make the world go round, Paladin says. Yeah. I'm also not a big fan of the big boobies. Not the big fake ones. Big ones, cool. They don't like them, though. The women don't like them. They're like, but it hangs. It's like, yeah, well.
Yeah, it hangs.
Yeah, it's kind of supposed to. It's not supposed to look like a ball on the top and the bottom and So they're kind of not even doing it for men, I feel like. They kind of do it for each other. Like, oh, my tits are the perfect ones. It's like, but are they? Not really.
It's the same with all the stuff they get done to the faces as well. Blokes don't want that. I don't know any guy that likes that whole plastic face looking thing where it looks like someone's gone into a shop and there's like a choice of faces on the wall, and one of them's the 80s, 90s blow up bloody sex doll where it's just, and for some reason they all go, I want that one, and it just looks the same now, and guys don't want that. It's just like competing with themselves and each other, and it's not good.
This is what it sounds like when you're in those surgery rooms. It takes a lot to get the skin removed and whatnot, right? I'm cracking myself up today, Danny. We're catching up. Hold on. Maybe I'll have another one in a minute. So if I step away, how about this for some news? This poor guy, look at his face.
Oh dear.
He looks so sad. Do you know who this is?
It's Mike McGillicuddy, isn't it?
It is. That's Curtis Axel of Rybaxel of the B Team. Remember the B Team with Bo Dallas, kids? Man, he looks so sad. He got caught DUIing. He went to Mickey D's or something late night, smacked a car, and was belligerent with, people at Mickey D's and in the cars he's hitting, playing bumper cars out there. And then they got him to the police station. Looks so sad. Get well. Curtis Axel of Rybaxel. Love Rybaxel. I thought this one was pathetic. Like, this mugshot was really sad. Mm-hmm. And he didn't even really do anything that bad. Not as bad as Curtis over here. But then Curtis says, hold my beer. Well, not really, but he comes out with the worst wrestling mugshot of the year. The entire year. Again, get well, everybody. Hopefully nothing too bad happened. I didn't read the whole story, but I think everybody's okay. And I remember when I first started getting back into pro wrestling, 2014, 2015, he was like a thing still. And he had a match. He was like a intercontinental champion. He was taking on Triple H at the end of a Raw. And Triple H like had a stroke or something. Like something serious happened where they literally cut away from the show. I've never seen a Raw where they just cut away from the match and just ended the show. But Triple H, like something happened. He couldn't get back up. And then they just ended the show. And he was a part of that. Slowly after, nothing much was coming of it or was happening with him. And he started jumping into these teams, right? And it was the shits.
It's a shame because he was. I liked him, and they did the same thing with Curtis. What was it? Curtis Axel. I remember Mike McGillicuddy, like for the most part of it. But when they brought him in, it was like, oh, we don't want to try and sort of like make you Mr. Perfect Junior, so we'll try and avoid that. But then they gave him theme music, so they didn't call him like Mini Hennig or anything like that, or Mini Perfect. But they announced his little tagline was like better than perfect, and his music was like a remix of Mr. Perfect. And they did the same thing with Charlotte Flair when she first came into NXT. It's like, oh, we're just going to call her Charlotte. We're not going to. We don't want to sort of like try and ride a dad's coattails. And then they added the flair, and then they did the remix of the music, and then they gave her a gown, and they gave her the figure four, and it's like, actually, no, it's better than the figure four. It's better than perfect. And it's just, you know what I mean? They did the same thing, and it's like, look, if you're going to do that, do it. But don't be like, oh, no, we're not going to be cheap and tacky and just give you a tribute act. And just be honest with what you're doing. But McGillicuddy, I thought he was always good in the ring, but they wanted him to be. He wasn't anywhere near as like good as his dad, sadly. But WWE wanted him to be.
I was just shocked that I didn't really know who he was, and they were pushing him so much. I'm like, this guy must be something. I heard he was Perfect's kid, and I'm like, oh, that must be the reason. But apparently, it just wasn't enough for whatever reason. You know how the WWE is, and it's not always the talent's fault that they don't get over. But maybe it was in his case. I don't know, B Team was pretty over for a minute.
Yeah. But at the time when they were pushing him, they were really struggling. WWE, that is, were really struggling for. They wanted to get some name recognition because they could only do so much for John Cena, so they were looking for like more generational sort of like rehashes they could do. So like they did the Mr. Perfect, and they did Bret Hart version 2 with Natalia, and then they did Ric Flair version 2 with Charlotte. But McGillicuddy was like one of the first that they sort of like pushed when it didn't work because it just wasn't. He wasn't as good. Orton, for example, was better than his dad. So when they did that sort of thing with Orton, it was like, yeah, that worked. But then trying to recreate Mr. Perfect was just, impossible.
And then how about this story this week of Vince McMahon and what's his name? I was going to say Tony Khan. Who's our Khan? Nick Khan, right? That's our Khan.
Yeah.
And they got sanctioned by the court, which means they've been punished for being bad boys, and they don't want them to do it again. And that's why the sanctioning. Because in wrestling, sanctions are a completely different term, I guess. And the reason for this sanctioning, let me look at my notes. Where is it? There it is. They destroyed evidence. I think it was phones. You know, Tom Brady's done this in the past. You know, Hillary Clinton's done this in the past. You know, people are known to destroy, I guess, what you would consider evidence and things that should be saved for the court. And also, they were speaking through other apps and things, and I guess they got some text messages of Khan sending to Vince something about Langus. And Vince is like, huh, what? What are you talking about, pal? Langus. And he's like, come on, Vince, Signal. Like, that's what he's talking about, the app, where apparently it's more encrypted, or was, or not. So, there was fishy business where they're trying to talk through different, like they're the mob or something, which, I mean, the court, it's like, obviously they're going to do this, right? So I don't know if this means anything, but apparently it does as far as the court cases go. Key allegations presumed true by court since communications are missing. So that's how it's being played out right now. And I wonder if it's that serious, because the whole situation, as we already know and have talked about before, doesn't seem to be all that serious. Okay, I don't think he was trafficking her. She's a grown-ass woman. She was getting paid big money. Everybody knew what was going on. That's what I think. I don't think that she was just some widow baby and she couldn't get away from the grasp of Vince and all the other creeps around. No, she could have, but she was like, wow, this is a really good fucking deal. So
she was well kept, is how we could say it. She was well kept.
Yep. And not saying like she was given the world, but she was given enough. to play along and maybe play along with some things that maybe she liked too. Of course, she's not going to say that now. So, I don't know. Get well, Vince. They're trying to get you. They're not going to stop trying to get you, Vince. Look, he's looking at you. If you're watching this right now, he's not looking at me or Danny. That's for you. That's the look he's giving to you right now.
And I've said some horrendous things about him in the past, but he ain't looking at me.
Nope. Yeah, just very strange times as usual. Even in the wrestling business, we got all this drama and people trying to steal businesses from one another. And it's just, I wish none of this happened because, like, why couldn't you just not shit on ladies, Vince? And then we could still have a normal, normal for in Vince terms, a WWE that we could rag on and really goof on and have fun with. Because compared to now, this stuff is boring, bro. We had another 3-hour SmackDown last night, and there's really nothing to talk about. Nothing. William Robinson in the building. Haven't seen you in a while. Shout out to you. So, I mean, we do have wrestling news again. I'm trying to make something out of this. Just complete garbage. Absolute garbage. One thing that was pretty cool was LA Knight. We love LA Knight over here, but boy, do you botch a lot too. What do you saw, Ruka or something? So he went to 619, I think Dominic Mysterio this week, and it was the worst 619 you'd ever see. He almost dropped himself on his own head, like after he swung through. It's a tough move to do, and you got to do it in one fluid motion, or you can't. Even Dom, when he first started doing it with his big ass lanky body, it didn't look right.
Yeah.
He must have done it a million times to get it right. LA Knight's like, yeah, sure, I'll bounce off the ropes and I'll 619 you. Yeah, no, you're not. Now you look like a stupid idiot. I mean, it's just as bad as when you try to jump to the top rope and you crotch yourself and you're like bouncing on the rope. No, stop doing that too.
Yeah.
Maybe stretch your hamstrings, LA Knight. Starting to walk like a rock'em sock'em robot like Kurt Angle. Shout out to Kurt Angle.
Well, yeah, I was going to mention Kurt Angle, but if he wants to still do that suplex as a counter for someone getting on the top, just do the Kurt Angle run-up one, because Kurt used to do the run-up. He didn't jump up the turnbuckle, did he? He just used to like run up and like step up and like do an arm drag. But you can get suplex off of that. So there you go, LA Knight. You can have that one for free. You don't have to jump and miss and crotch yourself. You can do a nice little couple of steps, and there you go. Still has the same thing.
I don't know. That might be bad advice. It could be even worse. He would just slip off the first rung and like land right back and do a flat back like bump. Look like a complete fool.
Well, then just stop it. Just stop it altogether. Then I'm trying to compromise here.
He does pull off power moves great. I've always said that. He's one of the few wrestlers that will give you a solid like 2 to 3 like power moves where you're picking a guy up in the air and doing something with him. So yes, just stay within your lane. I'm a fan obviously, but or keep it up because it's funny to look at. Thank you. And William says, for your information, we lost Memphis wrestling legend Phil Hickerson last week. We got to do it properly around here then. Phil Hickerson, Memphis wrestling legend. Rest in peace. The 5 Hagrum salute. Yep, a lot of death and destruction. You know what? If I actually kept up with it, there's been a lot of weeks, the past actually 2 or 3 weeks, there's been deaths in the wrestling world. And, I'm trying to do a comedy show, so I want to stay away from it as best I can because it is, how funny is that, right? Another guy died, right? But maybe I'll it's literally every week, Danny. And our
big business, it's a big business now, isn't it? It's grown to the size of like we're going to have deaths because so many people have just been a part of wrestling, and you've just got so many like indie sort of names as well now. So
another kid today that just totally forgot. What's his name? Somebody in the chat, please post his name if you could, because a Mexican young up and coming wrestler was riding a bike or a motorcycle and was sideswiped by a truck or something, got major brain damage, and has passed away. So that happened, I think, yesterday, or it was pretty recent. And then last week there was another like wrestling legend that passed away from somewhere. Just, I don't know. Yeah, it's too many. We'll be doing this all day, with the pro wrestlers. And it sure seems like there's a lot of dying. Dennis Condrey just a few weeks ago. Yeah, we spoke about that. But it could be, you could be 20, you could be 40, you could be 80. And we're getting obituaries over at the Dr. Huge show. Yep. Give me the Jackie laugh, right, Stern fans? Every time they would have like a horrendous story or something, you would always hear like that somebody would press the Jackie laugh button. Yeah, we gotta lighten it up, What's up next here? Here's a little side thing. So I was watching Survivor 50, Danny. I haven't watched Survivor probably since like the first one. And I'm like, you know what? I'll give this a shot. I killed Tulsa King. They got to make a new season pretty quickly for me to keep up with that. But Survivor 50, pretty funny. It was good. It was like the biggest cast ever. They took a bunch of people from all the past survivors, and I didn't know really any of them. But it doesn't really matter. The point to this, the funniest moment in the whole show was, well, there's two things. I'll give you the funniest first. So they have this big studio audience at the end where they have the last people in the jungle supposedly, but they finish up taping. They come back to the U.S. or whatever off the island and do the awards ceremonies and who wins. So Jeff Probst, who runs this thing, I could tell before his major botch that he's about to do, he was like shaking because it's live television and all this stuff. And he's a pro and he sounded great, but his hands were like, he was freaking out because it was such a big deal. Mr. Beast was involved with this, and Billie Eilish and Jimmy Fallon and all these like big names were involved in this 50th season. So he's not trying to mess anything up. But then it got down to the point in the show where they were going to show you who won the fire building challenge, which I didn't even know was a thing. So you got to build this fire, right, between two of the people in the show. And the fire is supposed to break a rope above it. That's how high it gets. But you got to do it just with a flint. So it's essentially what Jeff Probst does is gives away who won everything, calls the person out before they play the clip of it. And then everybody in the audience, they're seeing it happening. I'm even watching it going, oh, no, you're not supposed to be doing that right now. Why are you asking for him to come out? You haven't played the clip yet. So then the guy comes out and sits down and everybody's like, all right, now what do we do? So they eventually go to break and they're, it's like chaos. And this is the TV I love the most. That's why I love the old WWE. It was very like hectic and you never knew really what was going to happen. So they come back from the commercial and what was the words he used? I fucking was dying. And I'm sure it's probably not funny to anybody else, but when you hear this word of, hey guys, you know what that was? That was another, we got a survivor twist for you. Because all season they just kept going, we got a survivor twist. He goes, that was just another survivor twist. Everybody like legitimately starts, when a studio audience has like a laugh track, you laugh. This way people were like pissing their pants laughing. It was a survivor twist. We fucked it up on purpose because we wanted you to see who lost this event, but now you get to watch him lose in the clip, and then they had to play the clip. The whole thing was live, right? So to me, that was worth watching all that Survivor stuff just to get to that point because it popped me big. And then also in the season, there was this guy that he's known for finding idols. They put idols out in the woods for you to find in the middle of tree trunks or whatever. And it helps you stay in the game because you can block a vote to get you out or whatever. So this guy he makes a fake idol and puts it where they do their little tribal councils to eliminate people. So then when he knows that he's going to be eliminated, before they start really voting and getting into who they want out, he goes and grabs it and goes, "Look what I found. It's been here. I had it the whole time and I left it here," and all this stuff. And then they don't vote him out. And he actually stuck around for a while. Eventually everybody found out, right? And then they got rid of him. But two great moments. The rest of it, you can kind of fast forward through it. I fast forward through most of the stuff. I just like the whole social aspect and people screwing each other over type gameplay that they got going on. So there's my Survivor 50 reality show segment of today's show. I know you guys loved it. I know you did. Better than me telling you about Randy Orton headlocks, right? I think. Maybe not. What's the last reality show you ever watched, Danny? Or have you watched any of them?
Yeah, I've watched some.
What's the one that, if you had to just watch one series, what would it be?
What, and that's all I was allowed to ever watch ever again?
Like, if you were forced to watch one and you had to just pick one, what would it be?
Legends House.
Oh, okay. Did you so I never actually seen that.
Right. That was meant to be something else. That was just meant to be, let's just film these old wrestlers and just film them being crazy and silly and angry and, you know, see if the brains are still like in work mode from back in the day. But what it actually ended up being is, because a lot of the guys, because it was like Piper, there was Jimmy Hart, there was Jim Duggan, there was a lot of guys from that era. When they had their personal time back when they were young, they just kept everything to themselves and they never really connected with each other. Whereas normally, if you worked with each other, you'd go to the pub afterwards and you'd share stuff about your personal life and you'd connect with others. Whereas they all found out that they just didn't do that at all, and they were all really sheltered off and they just kept the kayfabe going, and they were just like, they were just amazed at how well they got on with each other. And it's like, how have we not sort of like actually bonded like this before? And we've known each other all this time. And Piper and Duggan came out like the best of friends, but they were shouting at each other to begin with. But it was like therapy for a lot of guys who wouldn't normally go to therapy. But if they tried to do a second series of that, it would have just turned into just reality stupidity again. Yeah. The first Big Brother over here was interesting. It was like excuse me, it was like a psychological experiment, and people weren't like jumping up and down for all the cameras all the time. They just, for the most part, tried to just get on with the lives and the simulated life while they were in a different house and just let people watch them. But then again, once the second one of that came along, people were like, I can get on TV without having any talent. I just have to be like really fucking sort of like loud or something. And then the snowball just fucking rolled out of control after that. So sometimes like reality TVs and just documentaries, that's sort of like what reality was before in TV format. It was like documentaries. There is sort of a place, but it's just gone fucking insane. And it's just Jerry Springer. They're all just like whatever concept plus Jerry Springer equals this.
Yeah. And we have levels of it now. Like you said, I think it went from like documentaries to reality TV to now the people we were watching on Kick, just acting crazy 24 hours a day, like the 24-hour news cycle. It's like you always got this show going on. At least we can go watch Neon eat fucking dinner with a bunch of strippers or something. Like, who cares?
Yeah. And the judge panel concept ones are just fucking preposterous. Like, yeah, sometimes you'll have like pop music sort of like competitions and you'll have like legitimate people in the industry that are going to judge what you're doing. But then you get reality TV shows about like baking. So it's like, hi, we're here and we're going to have this competitive fucking bake-off. And the Great British Bake-Off is really popular over here. And if there's British people, other British watching, they'll probably be upset with me for saying it because a lot of people like it. But it's just people sitting on a fucking panel being like, yes, I'm going to judge this. And it's like, keep it at the country fair. You don't need to get a fucking TV crew here to film you rating how good someone's hot cross buns are or chocolate cake or whatever. Fucking get over yourselves. So many people are just Do you know what I mean, though?
Oh, yeah,
I'm
of
sure you
course.
could probably think of a lot more silly concepts where it's like we're going to be judging our capabilities of, and then it's like, why have we got experts and specialists? It's
Anybody, I'm an expert. And I've been goofing on it for years. People actually do say these things. And I probably am way more than a lot of these people that say they're experts about other things, but I'm goofing on it at the same time. They're just, these people are like, no, I'm an expert as far as, making fucking, I don't know, Chef Boyardee. And it's like, okay. It's like, I can take this nasty food and cook it in the microwave. Perfect. And that becomes like a gimmick. It's just like I'm just throwing something out there. It's weird. Everything's kind of weird now, and everybody's getting worse at stuff. Again, I've been bringing this up a lot the past year or so, where I think the world is getting dumber. So getting on planes, going to doctors, having anybody really out here that says like I'm a lawyer. Anybody's a lawyer now with Chat GPT and stuff, right?
Yeah.
When you think about it. So it's not gonna all this technology and stuff is not for the benefit of anybody else. It's just we're gonna be more easily controlled, and we're seeing it play out right now, and that's why everything's kind of just scary to Dr. Huge. I don't even think buildings can stay up for much longer. It just like an idiocracy when they start falling over and they're all leaning on each other and stuff, because we don't have engineers and people that are gonna the amount that we had that were really actually good and could do things without computers. Like those are the people that you want. But now it's like, nope, I gotta stare at this screen first before I do anything, or have the computer do it. It's like, all right, good luck with that. It's gonna be great. Oh, I thought you were frozen for a minute.
No.
Yep, AI.
I was just. Oh, God, sorry.
I was just saying, AI is coming.
Yeah. Did you see about the children that bloody tricked the AI age verification? Did I mention this last week? I can't remember.
No. How'd that happen?
So there's a couple of stories about some young kids have been drawing like faces on the thumbs and holding it up to the camera for like the age verification thing, and it's been accepting it. They've been holding photographs of the parents up, and the computer's just been going, yes, this is an adult. Please enjoy this website. Children have even been putting fake mustaches on and drawing fake mustaches on with like eyebrow bloody pencil things and that lot. So children have been tricking all this super, oh my God, this is Skynet. And it's like, we're nowhere near Skynet yet. But it'll probably come. But what we've got now is not that. Children are tricking it to get onto like adult sites.
And people are totally underestimating that people in the future are going to start using this stuff. And some of them are going to be insane and really good at using AI. And then who knows what can happen? Who knows? You know, what, like when it has the power of running corporations by itself, like huge mega corporations, and then say somebody gets a hold of one of them. Like, I just don't see how they're going to keep it away from people that are really well versed with computers and have been for a long time. And if they're sick in the head, I mean, sky's the limit.
Yeah, we'll probably see something like that, and I think there will be a big effort to backpedal the best that they can. But there's only so, you know what I mean? There's only so much you're able to like take off of the internet once you've put it up on there. So good luck with that.
Well, good luck with that, everybody. What else do I have here? We got some the Backrooms coming out this weekend. I've been seeing a lot of tweets of people saying they went to see the movie, and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe that there's no theater etiquette anymore. Like, there's a lot of people on their phones. They're FaceTiming people in the theater. And, you know, this is a quiet movie, I'm thinking. You know, if you're in these liminal spaces and stuff, it's going to be quiet most of the time. And then you got people talking and kids and running around. And one lady was like, there were kids like laying in the aisle and just being weird, acting. Again, it's as if the world treats the outside like it's their living room. It's not.
But the customer's always right, remember? That's what we've had drilled into our head for a few generations now. So that just means you can behave however you want because the owner of the business is desperate for your money, regardless of your behavior.
So that sucks.
Yeah, that would annoy me if I went to the cinema and there were people like on the phone or
Especially with all the just the amount of money it costs these days to do anything, to get to the movie theaters to begin with, but then to pay for this and pay for that, and then you sit there and you're like watching a silent film and everybody's screaming and whooping it up. Yeah, I don't know. There must be a way you can order it online. I would much rather do that than go to theaters anymore. And it's too bad. I just don't want to be. The public isn't that cool anymore. Whenever I'm out here in public with everybody else, they're acting a fool. They're fired up about something they shouldn't be. It's like, everybody just relax. Just do what you're here to do and go fucking home. Yeah.
You should be able to find a sweet spot with the timings for your cinema, though. Because when I used to go a lot more, it was when I was like in my early 20s and still lived at my folks. They lived like 15 minutes away from a really nice cinema. And Sunday morning at like 10:30, their first show in 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, there'd just be me, maybe somebody else sat close to the screen, but I'd just sit at the very back. I'd sit in an aisle, so I just had all the leg room I wanted. You know what I mean? I could just spread, and I'd just sit there, popcorn, drink, nachos, and it's like, I'd go and watch a couple of films on my own on a Sunday morning, and there'd just be nobody else in there. It was awesome.
I do want that. I haven't had movie theater popcorn in so long. It's like, that's the one thing. I know it's terrible for you. I want it. I want all that chemical butter juice on it. It's the best.
I feel the same with nachos, because nachos they're not something that we would normally do at like convenience stores and stuff like you have over there. So to see them in like a cinema, it's like, oh fucking hell, I'll have some of those. And then sometimes places will turn around and be like, we've got no cheese sauce, and it's like,
yeah, it's like,
fine, I'll just have popcorn then. I'll just have popcorn, you bastards.
It got to the point I started going so infrequently, even like 10 years ago, when they started putting like hot dogs and other big like food items, like almost dinner items in there. I'm like, I was blown away by that. I can only imagine now, if I went back now after not being at the movie theater for like years, they probably got like prime rib dinners and stuff. I don't know, like a $300 prime rib if you want to eat this during your movie experience. But yeah. My goodness. So, yep, the bathrooms. That's the name of this episode. Get it? I think you get it. Where's No, I want you. We're in the bathrooms right now. So scary. And we get a jump scare with the Bret Hart music. Get it?
It's the shits.
Because you're in the bathrooms.
It was the shits.
All right, this is going to go on forever. You calm down, Jason Voorhees.
Oh, you can't. That's it. He's with us for the rest of it now.
Tell you, nothing's better than the chemical butter juice that you get at the movie theaters. I don't even know what it is. They might make it at some lab or something. It's damn good though. And
It's
I say,
yummy.
put some in the middle too. That's what I say. And then you got to get the salt and just shake it on it for like a half hour.
Salt on
You don't put
popcorn.
salt on your popcorn?
No.
What?
No.
You haven't lived then. You put.
I've tried it before, but no, it's.
They literally have things where you can have like salt stations.
Yeah. We get salted or you get sweet popcorn at the cinema here.
Really?
Yeah. It's just sugar.
Yeah, and Uncle Old School, anytime he'd bring me to the theater, he would take the salt shaker and go until there was like a fucking layer of white over the popcorn. And then, of course, you got to shake it, get it all in there. But then you would always grab that one piece that was like, whoa, you're just basically eating salt.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. Yeah, he was really good at that salt shaker game. But it is a thing. People do use it on their popcorn there, right?
Oh, yeah. You can get salted popcorn, yeah. But you can get sweet and salted popcorn in bags now, so it's got both. So there you go.
See, that's what I would go for. Give me all of it, and then you don't have to get the M&Ms and the other candies to throw in the popcorn, which is also something you got to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The sweet and salted ones aren't as bad as just the salted ones. I can eat the sweet, the combo ones, but yeah, if they're just salted, I'm a bit like, no.
I got more Ronda Rousey news for you. When know she was on that Up and Adams show, that Kay Adams. I can't stand her. I can't stand Pat McAfee. It's just unbelievable that they managed to get the success that they did talking about sports when they're not that good. So there, Ronda Rousey's on her show, and what was she talking about? She turned down AEW. That's the news that came out of it. Basically, she's she's not into it. She's just not going to go back. And can you blame her? She's got to be rich already. She's got the family and the young kids. So to have her show up at that one show, it was a one-off. And we got to find this out through Kay Adams. What? Dr. Huge? Can't have Ronda Rousey on? I got your picture right here. She doesn't. This other lady, she doesn't even know who you are, Ronda Rousey. She had to be told.
Yeah.
Her note takers, said, hey, you got, ask her this and ask her that, and this is who she is, and this is what she's done. I already know. She didn't know who The Undertaker was. She watched her first WrestleMania like this year or last year and went, what's this guy's story? What? And people are like, why do you not like these people and all the pop culture when it comes to everything, Dr. Huge? Because they stink. It's fake. They don't even. They shouldn't be in those positions. Thank you.
But they just get the label of like being a pre-approved safe route for your product though to be advertised or whatever you're doing. So they just keep using them over and over again. And a lot of them are just people that don't care about the particular industry they're involved in, be it wrestling, gaming, films. They just wanted to get into something, into entertainment, and just be on a camera and reading that auto cue and just having a microphone.
And come to find out too, that whole story with Mike Vrabel, my coach of the New England Patriots, getting it on with a football insider lady, literally and figuratively. A lady reporter had come out and said, oh, there's like 6 or 7 different weird relationships going on with women that cover a team that are sleeping with a coach or coaches or other people in the organization and stuff like that. And it's like, well, of course that's happening. And it's sad and it's stupid. I mean, over here, Danny, every day that passes, anytime I've turned on ESPN, which I'm completely done with, ESPN, the nationwide leader in sports or whatever, like back, that's one of their taglines, not no more. You guys stink. It's just a bunch of ladies on there talking about race and stuff generally. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of that. I want the sports. Give me the highlights. I don't want to hear who's the best because they got the best political views or whatever. And that's kind of what it's turned into. And now all these ladies are screwing up the game itself from the inside. So I don't know. I'm not saying women can't be in sports or in the sports media, but can we tone it down a little bit? I mean, you guys are running every show. You're the voice of reason on every single thing. You're the host. You're the fucking mediators. You're the analysts. Enough. We don't buy it. There's way more dudes that understand, played it at the highest levels. Let them talk about it.
Yeah, they do it over here the same. They'll just force like more than a 50-50 split, and it's just like it's not based on merit. And before all of this, the BBC did have a few like female presenters in sports stuff that were fine. They were perfectly natural. One lady whose name I've been trying to remember for 2 minutes now, but she looks like a hockey player or a rugby player. And there was those jokes that always went around, like, oh, what's this guy's name? And that, that sort of thing. But she's very good at her job. And there was another lass who I think she used to play tennis. So you can do it. But when it's just sort of like this person doesn't play sports. They just apparently have an interest in it, and now they're going to present your program and be the face and voice of your hobby. Enjoy. And it's just like, what? I didn't want this.
Yep. Again, I feel so. I guess what I have to do is I have to go out and act a fool because I'm a dude in a space where I have commentary on things. Like that's the only avenue I see a way to really get like real viewers. You know what I'm saying? But if I was a lady, then I could probably just, try to get jobs everywhere and probably get in if I have just a little bit of knowledge about something. So I'm not jelly. I don't want to be a lady. I would rather not have, the bleeding and all that stuff. Maybe I'm going through menopause right now. Maybe I am a woman. Who knows? Like, that's what some people think.
I'm not gay no more.
But not no more. Maybe I used to be, but not no more. Very masculine. Come on, ESPN, have me on. They would never have me on ESPN. And that's another thing. I'm watching, I just flipped through randomly this week, checking out ESPN for the first time in years. And guess who's on there talking about pro wrestling? Because pro wrestling is a big chunk of the major sports media nowadays in our country. Fucking Rosenberg. So not only is he in WWE talking about it, he's on the major sports network relaying the messages of what's happening in the pro wrestling world. Again, not Dr. Huge, not Danny Damage, not the Sleaze, not anybody that comes on my show and knows things about it. A guy that pays to be in spots. A guy that's on another radio show or was where with a bunch of hacks that apparently they can get away with things, right? They can run scams and possibly do other nefarious things to young people. But Dr. Huge, too clean cut, Danny.
Yeah. Well, it's obvious with him. He's a very dubious character. And it's just, I think he was one of the first that was like, who is this fucking plant you've just put on my wrestling panel or whatever it was? I'm sure he was the first. Well, barring like Michael Cole, who Vince sort of like got the big boner for because it's like, he's a legitimate journalist and this will branch us out and bridge the gap between wrestling journalism and proper sports journalism and it'll get us in there. And I think it's just sort of like a really weak modern version of that. And they just do it with so many people. They just hope everyone's going to have some connection for them in the respective world that they claim to be from. But wrestling's done more for Rosenberg than Rosenberg's done for wrestling, and the same can be said for every other like plant that's on on those commentary tables and the pre-show tables.
They got to throw him through at least a dozen flaming tables with tacks on it before he gets to speak on my pro wrestling on ESPN to all the normies. You're the one that's going to draw him in. Got it.
Yeah.
So I know you're going to love this story. Jackson Dart, young quarterback of the New York Giants. And, if you're a part of a New York team, you're always overrated. So if you play even a little well, it's like, holy shit, he's the next coming, right? Maybe, but I don't think so. Anyway, he introduced Trump, I think, like a week ago. And that's it. Everybody just went fucking crazy. We hate him. Oh my God, Jackson Dart, how dare you? You're involved with Trump and you're doing Trump things. And I don't love Trump. I'm not some big MAGA guy I don't like any of the politicians or politics because they're all a bunch of crooks and liars. And I mean that, and that's why I don't vote. I don't deal with any of this bullshit. But then you got other players on his team now that were first-round picks, kind of like Jackson Dart was. I don't think he was a first-round pick, but he was a high pick for a quarterback. But their first-round pick, I think he was a fourth pick. But anyway, a pass rusher, defensive player, comes out, and he's making a big stink out of Jackson Dart. And how can we coexist in the locker room? And, it's like, because I think his last name's Abdul, so he's Muslim, and he's one of the ones he thinks that Trump's all evil. Like, this team's good, this team's bad when it comes to politics. And that it upsets me because it's not like I can relay a message to anybody through social media and go, well, obviously both these guys are kind of silly. One's more silly than the other, because why would you even care what your teammates' politics are? You should be worrying about football.
Yeah.
And anything outside of that, like being clicked up with a team member, you can't do that if he has a different religion or politics or whatever. You can't? Then you're not a pro. So get out of here. That's how I think about it. I don't think Jackson Dart did anything wrong. He's just being Jackson Dart. And if he likes Trump, then he likes Trump. Deal with it. I don't know what to tell you. Like, he's wrong. Abdul's even wronger. And everybody else is wrong for thinking that anything's going to be fixed by having this as like a major issue going on when we got multiple wars and gas is almost $10. Got it.
And instead of using it as an example of, look, we can work together as a team to achieve a common goal despite our differences because we're hired to play this game and work together and beat the other team. They can't set an example like that. It's just too much. It's just much nicer to posture and just be like, look, I disagree with him politically. Ha 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 ha.
Such bullshit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Abdul, come on, man. Just figure out how to sack the quarterback. That's your whole job. I've had something in my eye like this whole show. I'll get it out one of these days. It's probably Ray J. I had Ray J over last night, you know. Still got it in my eye. He missed the throat, though. I got you, Ray J.
Literally went everywhere else.
Yeah, everywhere else. Like the South Park computer screen.
Yeah.
But, yeah, what else? Oh, I got something within this realm of politics a little bit. You know James O'Keefe over here? He was doing those little hidden videos or whatever. Well, Alex Stein works for him now. Dabbleverse,
right.
Of Dabbleverse fame, Alex Stein was a part of, what does he call it now? Oh my God. OMG is it's called. I don't know what it means, but they you know, they get pretty ladies to go out on dates with all these like nerds in the political realm, and the nerds give up like all this information on stuff. So I guess she went on a date with one of their spies with an employee of the Washington Nationals, a baseball team, obviously in Washington, D.C. And this guy was telling her, basically, he's like a communist and how he wants everybody to be communist or socialist or whatever. And he's very working on, you know, keeping their one Christian pitcher away from things because he was against one of their trans nights. Like they had like a whole RuPaul night or some shit.
Right.
You know, like a lot of sports teams do these days. And he was against it because he's like a staunch Catholic. And he admitted that, no, we don't include him in our social media stuff anymore because of that. And we're doing this, blah, blah, blah. So it's just a wild story to me because, first of all, Alex Stein was the one to tell me all this. But also it was very weird that ESPN, again, you know, the way that they operate, they didn't I don't think they even brought the story up. It's a fucking huge story. I mean, even the Nationals themselves, they sent out somebody, one of their big wigs, to come out and go, no, we don't really do that. And we had him involved with this and we're doing this and that. I think they had him involved with some like Bible tour or something somewhere. It's like, of course you would for that. But what they're saying is they all want their cake and they eat it too, right? Yeah. So they're going to have their trans nights. They'll have their Bible nights or whatever. You know, it's just, I don't know. And maybe they don't have the Bible nights, but they'd have the Bible tours somewhere. It's fucked up.
Stephanie McMahon's quote, the philanthropy is the future of marketing. It's the way brands are going to win. She didn't say that. It was Matt Bizzo, whatever his name was, the co-starter of Twitter. But she quote tweeted that years and years ago. And I always saw that as like, that's like the phone calls coming from inside the house. She's sending messages to the outside world. Just a really sort of like on the nose thing for her to sort of like frame, because she's not daft. So she must have known how that was going to look if you just see that as a quote, just to be like, oh yeah, we're just going to pretend to be like charitable, just, you know, for money. It was just like, she can't not see that, surely. So.
Right. And I've always felt kind of like that was the play. It was like more of a corporate move to help things, because when you're making films and T-shirts and things about your charities and stuff. I think that's good that you're getting things, but we understand there are certain things called ulterior motives, right?
Yeah.
People have ulterior motives for things. So I'm not saying you're an awful person for starting a charity or supporting a thing, but we get how this works, right? Like the biggest people with the money in the world, the richest people in the world are generally the biggest philanthropists. And yeah, it looks good. But also some of these philanthropists are the ones causing the problems and also paying into it a little bit.
Yeah. And you can write it off for taxes, and you can just use it as promotion, and a lot of people will see that in their head and be like, oh, we've just spent X amount of money just on this charity for this event, but we had this many eyes on it, which has generated this much money or potential, and it all just feeds back into the whole salesman thing and the business thing.
But then you get to go to the dinners and get the awards and get this. Look at what you did. Aren't you the best person alive, right? Even though you're more well off than anybody else already.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm telling you, the world is awesome, Danny, right? And I'm crazy.
And what, sorry?
And I'm crazy.
Are you crazy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to add to that, and it's the thing you say about Michael Jordan saying Republicans buy sneakers as well. It's just what we were just talking about is just like even more of that, because it's like, oh, well, Dems buy them and Republicans buy them and straights buy them and gays buy them and this buy them and that buy them. So it's just opening as many windows as possible to just sell to everybody.
That's true. Then we got this guy out here still. Can't believe you're back already so soon. I'm coming for you, motherfucker! Yeah, I'm coming for you too. Brock Lesnar. I love this kayfabe here. I love this type of stuff where he's like, well, I had to come back because I was in shock over that loss. And he's like, that's why I retired right then. Because he's like, I just couldn't believe I lost to like the guy just coming in here. And he now has to conquer Obafemi before he's completely done. And also with this story, it reminds me, Cody Rhodes wants people to retire the old school way, which is basically not retire, where you just go away and everybody kind of just knows that you're away. And then you might come back. And then you won't have to do all these big, I'm done, and no, I'm not really done. I'm retired all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. And we are all crazy, Paladin. Lost our minds. I'm saying people they've been calling me crazy for years. And then the more they live, they're like, oh, I'm starting to see things your way. Mm-hmm. That's right, kids. I'm right about a lot. That's why I got the DrHUGEshow, bro. We got Roman and Fat 2 coming up soon. I think that's Sunday night, right? I don't know. I ain't watching. I don't care. Fat 2 may not even make it. Supposedly, he was injured at one of their live events over in Europe. So Clash in Italy is up in the air for Jacob Fat 2. And take it easy, Danny. You get well as well. And yeah, again, you never know who will leave the DrHUGEshow and who will show up. But there's still a chance. The one I can't believe, Jimmy Tops, where are you? You asked me to come on and you're not coming on. So we'll work on it. We'll work on getting these guests. I got to do it better. This was a last minute type of link sharing thing. Maybe I should send one to Nasty Neil. I bet you he'd take it. Not anymore. He thinks I'm a mean guy, bad guy. Maybe I am. Triple H is a coward and a liar again, apparently, to MVP. And we all know this story, right? MVP's been talking trash on Triple H like every month. He's kind of doing his monthly Ric Flair deal. where he trashes Triple H, said he didn't want to talk to Bobby Lashley backstage, and when he would kind of, give him the runaround, and, oh, yeah, we're going to do something with you. Sure, buddy. Triple H would never take meetings alone with MVP. This is in MVP's words. And, the people online, from what I've seen, they're like, shut up, MVP, we get it. You just got to let this alone now. But he feels some kind of way. He's going to keep going at him, I guess. I guess you're fine to do that as long as you're on another promotion. It's not like you work for him or want to work for him. But he did not winning anybody over, that's for sure. And we talked about that. Dominic doesn't think WWE can get him over. The WWE can't get anybody over right now. Who are they getting over when you think about it? Jacob Fatu? No. He was way hotter when he was in Solo's gang and all this. Like, they should have struck back then. Or at least given it like 4 or 5 months. It's been a while now. So there's no excitement with Jacob Fatu when it comes to him taking on. I don't even care. Roman wins, cool. Jacob wins, fine. Whatever you want to do with your little bloodline storylines, it doesn't matter to me because the shit's boring. And then another thing on football. We had Josh Jacobs. Speaking of another Jacobs, beat up his girlfriend, where everybody's all worried about Jackson Dart and his allegiance to Donald Trump and everybody fighting on the Giants. A lot of people aren't really speaking on the Green Bay Packers running back, ex-Las Vegas Raiders running back, Josh Jacobs, and him possibly, yes, it's true, because he got arrested for it, beating up his girlfriend or wife or whatever. And Jacobs is another one of those guys, probably gets like 300 carries a year, and he's a running back, and my guess is he might have some CTE issues. Just a guess. Could be wrong, but probably not. Because these NFL guys, I bet you a lot more of this type of news gets covered up more than we even find out about it. And we get to find out a lot about NFL players and their craziness. But they're really good at covering things up. So shout out to the NFL. Rollins and Montez, everybody was raving about that this week. They had a match on Raw. It looked good. They did a little sequence for their wives on the same one that they did, Bianca Belair and the man, and everybody was, they thought that was cute. And ooh, this is why wrestling stinks to me now. A part of it, part of the reason. Everything's about being cute. Oh, look at they're shouting out there. I don't give a shit. Who cares? I'm not a stan. I'm not a teenager. I'm a stan of all these different characters you see on TV that don't even like you. How about that? Unless you're a little kid. Some of you teenagers, too, they don't consider you little kids. They consider you weirdos. And Paladin says, tribal bridal ceremony with that ending they had at Raw from Monday. I don't even know. I don't watch Raw anymore. They had a tribal bridal ceremony? Or are you goofing around? Did Jacob Fatu marry Roman Reigns? Could it be? Hit the like button. And Logan Paul, he's injured. Got a big old fat, scarred up elbow now. So, that's kind of good news for Dr. Huge because he won't be on my TV. The Vision's going to bring in Braun Breaker to be the fill-in, hold the belt. Makes sense. Now, Braun Breaker's got something to do, at least, and be the tag team champion with Austin Theory. And Logan Paul, don't get well. I don't care. Don't get well. I hope it's so bad you can't do your podcast. How about that? Because it stinks anyway. It ain't on this tip. It ain't as badass as Dr. Huge show, even solo. You have guests, and they'll come on, and they stink, just like you do. Just go back and do that, then. Impulsive. Stinks. Oh, here's some news for you. No punishment, no discipline for your boy Kaiser over here. There will be punishment. There will be discipline for this guy over here. Curtis Axel, McGillicuddy. But this guy, Ludwig Kaiser, bailed out by Gunther, his boy, since birth. And he's off. Clean as a whistle, being cheered by all the Mexicans and everybody internationally. So shout out to you, Ludwig. And congratulations. For you, McGillicuddy, not so much. That's probably why you look even sadder than Ludwig did. And I heard there was a story that was being planted by TKO. That whole ICE story of the guy turned around and said this and that. And this is after a day or two of the news being out there of the situation of Kaiser and his girlfriend making out in the elevator, and a guy got all mad at him. So I thought that was pretty suspect, that all of a sudden it's like, no, I want that bitch to be taken by ICE or whatever. It's like, who? Huh? So could it be? I mean, we were just talking about pro football and how they can finagle stories and make things go away. They could plant their own stories to gain sympathy. So there's that. Another funny video, Rhea Ripley was on Whatnot, the app I'm on selling comic books. Go check out my show and hit the bookmark on it. And then when I go live, it will alert you that I'm live to sell comic books on the cheap for all you people out there. So she was on there. Buddy Murphy was really the one that was on there. Her husband with somebody else sitting next to him. And then she had come in the back, from the back of the room, to see what was going on, because there was a lot of hoopla and things happening because they were selling a phone case. They were like, ooh, a Rhea Ripley phone case. Ooh, who wants to buy this? And they had fake bidders, and they bid it up to $6,000. So Rhea Ripley and all them are like, oh, man, we got a mark. We got one of the good marks, the money marks out here. And then everybody in the chat kept saying, scam, scam, scam. And it really bummed them out. So there you go. You almost, you thought you had some marks. I mean, you do, but not the money marks. They weren't that silly to buy a phone case, a Rhea Ripley game-used phone case. $6,000. Got to be out of your minds. So I didn't like that. From anybody. I didn't like that they were selling a phone case, and I didn't like that somebody bid it up to $6,000, even though it was kind of funny. FTR might be back in WWE, aka TKO. I don't see that. I think if Tony Khan re-signed Jericho, he's re-signing FTR. That's just my take. Are they upset with being over on AEW? They seem to be doing just fine for themselves. The NWO story that we already talked about, that was nuts. Lars Sullivan, Shinsuke. It's basically like the League of Nations with Lars Sullivan. That would have been your new NWO. A lot of these weird stories out here. I should show you this at least before I leave, because Kevin Hart mentioned, when did he mention this? He mentioned on a show that he was upset with Shaq, and I still wonder if it was true, but I think he is, because he said he was on a show of some sort, and Shaq was on there as a cop, because, you know, he's an officer as well, this Shaquille O'Neal. And then Shaq proceeded to do this to him on his show or something. What? Look at the legs kicking. How dare you, Shaq? So I think Kevin Hart was actually mad about this, which kind of makes it funnier, right? That makes it funnier to me. So, good job, Shaq. Good job, Kevin Hart. I still haven't watched the roast. I'll get to it someday. One of these days, right? Told you, get out of here. Roman and Fat 2 were rubbing their foreheads at the end of Raw. FTR is staying in AEW as well. I knew it. You heard it here first. That's right. Were they rubbing foreheads together like the Indian guys doing this on the guys? Yeah, Shaq was going to crazy town on him. Anyway, we said it all. We did it all. Thank you to Danny Damage for coming on. No thank you to anybody else. So scared to come on the Dr. Huge show. I get it. It's a Saturday afternoon. But I'm threatening everybody with more live streams throughout the week. So if you have time, you better show up and you better hit the like button and you better share this to everybody on all your social medias. Or else, again, folks, you don't want you see Dr. Huge out in public, and I'm like, did you share that last show? And you're like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. Straight. Right down the pipe. Thank you. All right. We did it. Again, go watch the videos. You know, hours and hours, years of work put into these videos. Here's Gunther, please. Go watch those two. Those are the latest 2 long-form promo edits. Dr. Huge Show YouTube channel. I'm also live right now on Twitch. I'm also live right now on Kick with all those creeps. All those weirdo clout chasers. We did it again. Another banger episode. Go listen to all the audio podcasts. All that stuff on the Dr. Huge YouTube. See you later. Have a nice rest of your day. I'll be probably back on Twitch in a few hours playing some Arc Raiders. I'm getting back into it a little bit. Catching up again. I'll see you there. Bye.